Welcome to Go Behind the Ballot, a podcast where two Texas moms go on an educational quest to demystify Texas politics. Join me, Nicole Abshire, and my co-host Claire Campos O'Neill as we deep dive into the most burning issues, hear stories from candidates, and offer hope in these challenging political times. Let's saddle up and go behind the ballot.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to Go Behind the Ballot. I'm Claire Campos O'Neill.
And I am Nicole Abshire.
And we are truly thankful to have you here with us today on Thanksgiving.
Yay, Thanksgiving, one of my favorite holidays.
Yeah, I mean, you might not be listening on Thanksgiving, but that's when this episode will be released. And because of that, Nicole and I thought it would be nice to reflect in this episode on the things that we're thankful for, because we have a lot to be thankful for. I think it's always good to stop, look back, write in your gratitude journal, or do a thankful podcast and just take stock of where you are, because I think we get so caught up sometimes in where we want to be that we don't just still ourselves and be like, I'm actually doing pretty great. Way to go, me, pat on the back.
Yes, celebration is so important. I completely agree. And we don't do enough of it. So here we are.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess to start off with, I will say that I am so thankful to all of our listeners that you've been tuning in. And we've been getting some great comments from some listeners telling us that we've helped educate them on local politics, or we've helped them become better prepared for voting. And one personal story that Nicole and I think about a lot is there's this woman in Midland who was trying to understand charter schools in her community. And she reached out to us and said, I found your episode with Patty Everett, who was our guest expert on all things charter. And she was like, it finally started to make sense to me what's happening behind the scenes. And we were like, yes, thank you. That was part of our mission. We want to help people like that. And the fact that we're being found and discovered in such an organic way really tells us we're doing the right things, and hopefully more people will find us and we can have similar stories like that, because that's so important.
Yeah, that's probably my very favorite thing that's happened in these 4 months that we've been doing this is, yes, finding Sherry out in Midland and then able to make that connection so she could continue to ask questions of Patty. I mean, that's just been amazing and exactly the kind of thing that we were hoping would happen. Mm-hmm. So yes, so thankful for that and getting to make that connection.
Yes. And if anyone, starting in January, it's going to be the start of the new legislative session here in Texas. So this is a great opportunity for you to interact with your lawmakers, because new laws will be passed. And typically there is a time for testimony. Even outside of testimony, there's a way to get in touch with your lawmaker and let your voice be known and your opinion heard, hopefully heard. So if you have something that you're like, I need a platform, I need to get in front of them, and you don't know how to do that, let us know and we'll tell you, or we'll try to put you in touch with someone who can tell you, because we want to, first help educate our listeners, but then give them real actionable steps to take that power that they're going to get from being educated and put it into practice. We don't want to just stop with, okay, great, I know all these things. Yay, me. We want to do more with that knowledge.
Absolutely. Well, and I have my next thing that I'm grateful for, I'm thankful for, staying in the Thanksgiving mindset, is that I have become a bit of a resource for some people around me. This has come up in other episodes, but I did get a text on election day from a friend who was checking in on where she could find information so that she could make choices for who to vote for. And I was so happy to know exactly where to send her. And she was thankful. It was very sweet. So I'm so thankful that I have a base of knowledge now that I can share, and people know that they can turn to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels really good to be thought of that way by some people. Like, oh, I don't know, I guess you could say expert. Why not? Like, I am an expert in this area, and people respect my voice, and they know that I'm going to give them good information. It's nice to be recognized that way. And to kind of segue into that, I'm really grateful for all of the guests we've had and all the people who have said yes to us. We're still a pretty new show, and the fact that so many folks were willing to come and talk to us, not really knowing in some cases what they were getting into, like literally not knowing because we didn't have any episodes to point them to and say, this is what we sound like. I am so thankful that they said, sure, y'all seem like you're doing good work and I am going to take the risk and give you my time. I am very appreciative of that because we wouldn't be able to do this without them. They are our experts. They're who we point to when we're not sure of certain things and need their knowledge. And the fact that they give it so freely and in such a way that's easy to understand makes this show happen. So thank you, guests. Y'all are incredible. We really
Thank you,
appreciate it.
guests. Yes. And along that same lines and along that same line, another thing with guests is that I'm so thankful for the inspiration that they have provided and the hope and the belief that public service is still alive and well. I think I had a lot of cynicism actually coming into doing this show, and I've really had such a remarkable turnaround in that part of all of this. Like, we have met the most incredible public servants and people whose motivation is truly just to represent people in a really fair way and they desire to serve. It's just been such a great, like, it brings so much hope to me and hope for politics in general. So thankful to guests for providing that inspiration too.
Yeah. And I think slowly but surely we are getting more candidates on the ballot who better represent our population, better represent Texans. And that's really exciting because once they're on the ballot, they have a real chance of becoming the elected official. And in the case of our show, all of the candidates that we interviewed are now elected officials, and they were all incredible. And even some of them who we didn't feature on the show, like we spoke to the woman offline who was running against Candace Hunter, she was still incredibly lovely. And I hope that she runs again someday because you could tell she was doing this from a place of wanting to serve her community. And the fact that she was on the ballot is good because that might make it easier for her to run for that next race or for her to help someone else run. So it's very encouraging that we're seeing more participation in democracy at that ballot level, which takes a big leap of faith. But it's like very critical that we have good people to choose from.
Absolutely. Which that also inspires me. I'm thankful that with midterm results, I had a place to turn my attention. The statewide offices was disappointing to me, but I could then turn my focus to more local races and be super excited. So that was really awesome.
Yeah, the local races matter a lot. We're going to say that over and over again. It makes me thankful that we live in a country where we get to vote for our elected leaders. It's not perfect. We know that, but we don't want to constantly be in a negative space. Like, we live in a really badass country. Gotta say, I am thankful to be an American big time, especially Nicole. I think about when we went to the forum about the women and future of democracy. I think about those women in Afghanistan and how hard it is for them right now. The struggle that those women are encountering on a daily basis because they are in an authoritarian regime being run by the Taliban. These women are just in such a desperate situation. One of the panelists said it feels hopeless, and it's really sad. So it's in moments like that where it's like, things aren't great here, but we still have so much opportunity, and we have to make sure that we use that opportunity to elevate our voices, and then hopefully we can help other people who are in these really desperate situations.
Completely agree. And I think that reminds me that I hope that we continually underline that we critique from a place of gratitude. It may not always come through, but the truth is how grateful and thankful we are that we have the right to do what we do. Nobody's coming to shut us down. Nobody's coming to silence us. We get to critique our government, and we understand that that is a privilege, and we are thankful for it, very thankful. And we do that critique because we love this country and because we love these mechanisms of government that have been set out. And we want to make them better because we love them and believe in them. So
that's right. Amen. And we know it can be better, and we're going to help be part of that effort to improve things for more Texans, for us to be a more welcoming state, a more inclusive state, because we really do think that diversity and inclusion, like this is going to make us one of the best places to be, that is the winning formula. So it's always going to come back to that for us. How can we make sure that we're pushing forward that message and those stories? And I think that is about it. Anything else, Nicole?
Well, we hope everybody out there is having an amazing Thanksgiving, whether you listen to this on the day or not. We hope you are having a good one or had a good one, that you're spending it with the people that you love, eating foods that you love, and that all in all, it's just a great relaxing day for you.
Yeah, so take some rest, recharge, and we will be here for y'all next week. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, Nicole Abshire, and my co-host, Claire Campos O'Neill, on Go Behind the Ballot. Hopefully, we've demystified some little portion of Texas politics, and we hope that you'll do more with us. Check out our website at www.gobehindtheballot.com, where you'll find links to all of our social media, and you will find our community. Let's join together and do more. We hope you'll let us know what is working, and we hope you'll join us next week. Thanks, everybody, and have a good one.